What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Today we are breaking down the top 10 highest selling hip hop albums of all time. But first, a disclaimer. This is for physical album sales. But regardless, these are all classic albums. Coming in at number 10 is Nelly with Country Grammar. Country Grammar is the debut album by Nelly, and the album was released on June 27th, 2000. Its lead single was Country Grammar, which peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. Country Grammar charted on the US Billboard 200 chart consecutively for 5 weeks in a row. In 2016, Country Grammar was certified diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America for its shipment of over 10 million copies in the US. Coming in at number 9 is Lauryn Hill with The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. The album was released on August 25th, 1998. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart, selling over 422,000 copies in its first week. That set a record for the most first week sales by a female artist. Lauryn Hill received 10 Grammy nominations for the album and won 5 of them. She became the first woman to receive that many nominations and awards in one single night. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is certified diamond for selling over 10 million copies in the US. Lauryn Hill also became the first female to reach this achievement. Worldwide, the album has sold over 20 million records. Coming in at number 8 is MC Hammer with Please Hammer, Don't Hurt 'Em. The album was released on February 12th, 1990. It debuted at number 1 and stayed on top of the charts for 28 weeks. Please Hammer, Don't Hurt 'Em took rap music to another popularity. It became the first hip-hop album to be certified diamond with sales of over 10 million in the US. The album has sold over 17 million copies across the world. Coming in at number 7 is Beastie Boys with License to Ill. The album was released on November 15th, 1986, and the group was signed to Def Jam. License to Ill was only the second rap album to go platinum after Run DMC's Raising Hell. License to Ill was certified platinum on February 2nd, 1987, and the single Brass Monkey went gold. Overall, mainstream critics have ranked the album as one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. Coming in at number 6 is OutKast with Speakerboxxx Love Below. Released on September 23rd, 2003, it is a double album with solo albums from each member of the group. Big Boy goes solo on Speakerboxxx and Andre 3000 goes solo on Love Below. Speakerboxxx Love Below debuted at number 1, selling over 510,000 copies in its first week. The album produced hit singles Hey Ya and The Way You Move, both of which hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The album went 11 times platinum, and each disc on the double album counted as a separate unit for certification. This is by far one of the biggest selling albums in hip-hop history. Coming in at number 5 is Eminem with the Marshall Mathers LP. It was released on May 23rd, 2000, with production coming primarily from Dr. Dre. It has guest appearances from many artists, including Sticky Fingers, Bizarre, Snoop Dogg, and Nate Dogg. The Marshall Mathers LP debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, moving 1.78 million copies in its first week. It remained atop the Billboard 200 for 8 consecutive weeks in a row. Some of the singles from the album included The Real Slim Shady, The Way I Am, and Stan, which are legendary records from Eminem. The Marshall Mathers LP has been certified diamond with over 11 million records sold and over 25 million records sold worldwide. Coming in at number 4 is Tupac with his Greatest Hits album. It was released on November 24th, 1998. The album has a total of 21 songs, and 4 of them were previously unreleased. They were God Bless the Dead, Unconditional Love, Troublesome 96, and the legendary Changes. The album sold 268,000 copies in its first week and spent a total of 433 weeks on the Billboard 200. That is insane to me. The Greatest Hits album was certified diamond with over 5.33 million albums sold. The Recording Industry Association of America counts each of those discs as a double album as a separate unit of certification, putting the total sales at over 10.66 million records sold. Coming in at number 3 is the Notorious B.I.G. with Life After Death. It was released on March 25th, 1997. Life After Death is ranked as one of the greatest rap albums of all time. In its first week of release, it sold over 690,000 albums, and it immediately received critical acclaim. The album features many notable guest appearances, including Bone Thugs and Harmony, Too Short, Run DMC, The Lox, Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, and many more. The album is one of the most legendary hip-hop albums of all time. Coming in at number 2 is Tupac with All Eyes on Me. Released on February 13th, 1996, it was Tupac's 4th studio album. It sold over 556,000 copies in its first week of its release. It featured guest appearances from many artists, which included Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, KC and JoJo, The Outlaws, and Corrupt. Tupac's All Eyes on Me immediately received critical praise, and it was ranked as one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. It features the singles How Do You Want It, California Love, and 2 of America's Most Wanted. All Eyes on Me sold over 10 million copies and is one of the most influential hip-hop albums of all time. Coming in at number 1 is Eminem with The Eminem Show. Released on May 26, 2002, the album has features from D12, Dr. Dre, Nate Dogg, and Obi Trice. The album debuted at number 1 and moved 1.3 million units in its second week. Some of the most notable songs on The Eminem Show are Cleaning Out My Closet, Superman, Sing for the Moment, Without Me, and Till I Collapse, which is one of my personal favorites. In 2002, The Eminem Show was the best-selling album in the US, and it was also the best-selling album in the world. The Eminem Show is also the best-selling hip-hop album in music history and has a worldwide sales of 27 million records sold. That's a lot. So what do you think about this top 10? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe and tune in for more videos on music and culture. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you then.